Hi, I'm Barbara Metzler. Corporate America is giving $12.7 billion in philanthropy a year, plus the service that you are all encouraging. I just want to thank you for what you're doing. You represent the best of some of the corporations that are giving. I think it was 1958 that it was, before that it was even illegal for corporations to give, so you are the leaders, and I thank you. I just want to know quickly, do you think that the trend of giving by corporations will reverse in this coming year because of the recession in the economic times?
I don't think so. You know, if you look at the people we're hiring, back to the point that Jim made, they look carefully at what your social responsibility game plan is, and they're not looking at the brochures. I mean, everybody's got brochures, right? Everybody talks about it. They really look you in the eye and say, okay, what kind of a company is this? And is this the kind of place I'm going to want to hang around?
Very true.
And I don't see that changing because there's economic downturn or a recession. I think it makes it tougher sometimes. You know, you have to thread the needle a little more carefully, but I don't see a big decline at all.
Okay, I said we'd go over here for the next question.
My name's Jenny Yancey, and I represent YouthGive. We're kind of the giving side of service. We believe that you also have to look holistically, which I appreciate Kenneth highlighting for all of us to be thinking about. I think not only as a corporation or as a community, but families do need to be able to think holistically, and I appreciate Steve raising that question earlier about children and families. When one thinks about giving, you take the broad definition, time, talent, and treasure. You have to figure out how to integrate those three for all of us as a family, as a corporation, as a community, as a school. And it's a very exciting time, I think, in this moment in our country to begin to kind of look back at who we are, not only as a nation, but who we are as a corporate sector, a government sector, and also as a kind of civil society sector, if you will, as families. We had the fortunate opportunity to study how individuals choose to become philanthropic in this world, and especially in this country. And Ford, Packard, Kellogg, and Hewlett Foundations funded us to just ask people, where do you go to find resources to help you as a family be philanthropic? And after a 3-year study, we saw that mainly all of us need tools. We need tools provided to us if we're employed by our corporation. We need tools provided to us if we are a school and we're a pupil or a family supporting their child in school. And we need tools from all different facets of our society, faith-based included. And the easy tools that are out there are sometimes staring us in the face, and yet we haven't yet created some of them. So I'd like to ask you, as you think about putting together the question of how now shall we live, which I think is really the bigger question at heart right now as we begin to think about this leverage point, this tipping point. And I'd love to ask each of you as a corporation, when you think about the tools you can offer not only your community, not only your nation, but also your world, and I appreciate the global component to this. What are those tools you can more specifically provide the rest of us?
All right, Kenneth?
You know, a lot of it is, the entrepreneurism is a powerful word in business, but I think also in this social outreach. And we have a myriad of initiatives that we do. For example, I think Jim was referring before to the problem with the world of the prison system and criminal justice system, and I went with Maria one day and we saw the Innocence Project production here in New York, and then we contacted them, and you've got these people who are on life sentences and they've come out of prison because of DNA analysis and evidence that's submitted years later, and invariably without any of their support system. Their safety net's all gone, families, friends, jobs, they're not even employable, and they don't have anything even wear to. So we supply wardrobes to anybody that comes out. Easy to do, not that many of them unfortunately, but it's easy to do. We have a shoe drive that we've been doing now since 1990. Every February we had a dilemma because we had our own stores and you couldn't compete in our own stores, we couldn't go on sale, so instead every February we did a campaign. We said, unfortunately too many people would love to be in your shoes. Bring in a pair that you don't wear, someone that could, and we'll give you a discount on a new pair. We collected over 1 million pair of shoes over a period of time. Business was served, community goodwill was gained, community benefited. And I did that in conjunction with Help USA, an organization my wife runs, who's sitting in the back. And we do every AIDS walk across the country with family, and everybody's families are encouraged to be part of this, and we kind of have this self-imposed kind of competitive spirit of who can turn out more people and raise more money. And so, but there's a myriad of things that we do, and they're easy, and they serve the business needs at the same time that they develop, and they help the business. So,
I'd say for Target, one of the greatest tools we provide is based on one of our greatest brand attributes. That's marketing, right? When you think about Target, we have an incredibly cool, innovative brand. And so to the extent that we're able to leverage our marketing expertise to talk about the importance of having a sustainable giving program, of which Servant is an important component, that's a tremendous gift and tool that we provide. Because awareness is critical, I think, to bringing value to those who are already engaged in the work, and sharing the best practices for those who would like to be involved in the work and aren't quite sure how to do it, and to just make it cool. I mean, last night, for those of you who were there, sort of this making government cool again. I think you have to make sure that it is accessible and that you're not using lingo that is sort of, for those of us in this room who have these interesting terms and acronyms and are talking in a way that doesn't engage your core audience. So know your guest, who you're trying to engage, and are you talking to them in a way that is relevant and credible and accessible? And that's the way that I think we've been able to engage not only our own team members, but our guests and other key stakeholders, because we share it in a way that is relevant and is accessible, and that is not just us talking to them, but with them, and doing the work in a way that is collaborative and meaningful.
I'd flip the question around too and say, what can you do or we do together to make it easier for people and companies and families who aren't involved today to get involved? And if you think about this effort, yesterday and today, that's got to be one of the significant outcomes. Because somebody said it before, everybody in this room gets it. So yeah, GE can do more, and Target can do more, and Deloitte and Kenneth Cole, I mean, we can all do more, and we will do more. But that solving the big problems is going to take more from us and something from the crowd that isn't in the game.
A lot more people at the table are needed.
Right.
I think we had a hand back here. Pass the mic.
Hey, I'm Ben Golders from Good.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Gene. Just curious about how you guys integrate your community relations with your marketing efforts, toward the sense of how do your marketing dollars drive impact, and then how does your impact drive revenue?
I think it,
How much time do you have?
Right. I'm like, well,
Can you answer that in 1 minute?
Do you have a flip chart?
Come on,
I mean, where do you even go?
I think they're just simply the broad, it's not a specific answer to the follow-up questions you made for sure, but what does the brand stand for, and what do people think when they see Deloitte Green Dot? And can you influence what they think about that brand?
How much was your marketing department involved in the Target brand's involvement in the Service Nation Summit? And how much was the community relations decision?
Equally at the table. I think we've benefited from saying that success at Target is an integrated strategic approach. And so it is not just the community relations department who is involved in creating and driving our strategy. We're successful because it includes the marketing department, it includes Target Financial Services and our HR department. And so for us, that's a measure of success, and that we're at the table at the same time. So we're looking against the criteria to ensure it's obviously a credible and reputable philanthropic initiative, but we bring them immediately so that we can leverage the strengths of our entire company.